Generics in Java. Topics to be discussed. 1. Introduction. 2. Generic classes. 3. Bounded type. 4. Generic methods and wildcard character. 5. Communication with non-generic code. 6. The main objective of generics are to provide type safety and resolve type casting problems. 1. Type safety. Arrays are always type safe, that is, we can give the guarantee for the type of elements present inside the array. For example, if our programming requirement is to hold string type of objects, it is recommended to use string array. In the case of a string array, we can add only string type of objects by mistake. If we try to add any other type, we will get compile time error. 2. Type casting. In the case of the array at the time of retrieval, it is not required to perform any type casting. Java Generics was introduced to deal with type-safe objects. It makes the code stable. Java Generics methods and classes enables programmer with a single method declaration, a set of related methods, a set of related types. Generics also provide compile time type safety, which allows programmers to catch invalid types at compile time. Generic means parameterized types. Using generics, the idea is to allow any data type to be at integer, string, or any user-defined data type, and it is possible to create classes that work with different data types. A generic class simply means that the items or functions in that class can be generalized with the parameter example t to specify that we can add any type as a parameter in place of t, like integer, character, string, double, or any other user-defined type. In generic code, the question mark, called the wildcard, represents an unknown type. The wildcard can be used in a variety of situations as the type of a parameter, field, or local variable. Sometimes as a return type, though it is better programming practice to be more specific. The wildcard is never used as a type argument for a generic method invocation, a generic class instance creation, or a supertype. The following sections discuss wildcards in more detail, including upper bounded wildcards, lower bounded wildcards, and wildcard capture. Generic methods are methods that introduce their own type parameters. This is similar to declaring a generic type, but the type parameter's scope is limited to the method where it is declared. Static and non-static generic methods are allowed, as well as generic class constructors. The syntax for a generic method includes a list of type parameters inside angle brackets, which appears before the method's return type. For static generic methods, the type parameter section must appear before the method's return type. Q1. What is a generic type parameter? Type is the name of a class or interface. As implied by the name, a generic type parameter is when a type can be used as a parameter in a class. Method or interface declaration. Q2. What are some advantages of using generic types? One advantage of using generics is avoiding casts and provide type safety. Q3. What is type inference? Type inference is when the compiler can look at the type of a method argument to infer a generic type. For example, if we passed in t to a method which returns t, then the compiler can figure out the return type. Q4. What is a wildcard type? A wildcard type represents an unknown type. It's detonated with a question mark as follows. Array list. List equals sign new array list string. Q12. What is a lower bounded wildcard? A lower bounded wildcard is when instead of providing an upper bound, we provide a lower bound by using the super keyword.